Yo guys, what's up? Today we're going to talk about the latest Battlefield 2042 dev update. But before we do that, there are one or two things I need to say. I recently returned to Battlefield 2042 because I was playing some Battlefield 1 and suddenly felt the urge to see if 2042 improved in the past couple of months since release. Well, honestly, I think they managed to improve some things and I started to enjoy it. Just getting nice frags, grinding the current season pass and getting reminded how chaotic Breakthrough really is. Anyways, let's talk about the actual juice here. Battlefield 2042 is starting its redemption arc and the upcoming changes like putting back classes into the game might be an indicator for that. Yeah, they are going to put classes back to Battlefield but with a new spin, and I think that's the best they can do with the current state of the game and its overall character system. All specialists are going to be put into the 4 different class categories. Each different class will have different unique equipment. The Recon class will have the insertion beacon exclusively, just like back in the day, whilst the engineer is going to have the repair tool and so on. I think it's important to note that weapons are not affected by the reintroduction of the class system, whilst gadgets and tools will only be accessible by roles rather than being freely available to every specialist like it is now. All those upcoming changes will feel super familiar for those who played any previous Battlefield titles, and are probably a welcome change as long as those changes are actually implemented well. Considering that a class change is coming later this year during Season 3, DICE has enough time to make sure that everything is on point. But that's not all, is it? Weapons from all the Battlefield titles are coming back to Battlefield 2042, or well, they will add the weapons that are currently available in Portal mode into the live game, which sounds less exciting if I say it like this, doesn't it? Anyways, this change is fairly decent and I bet that quite a few people like this, as long as those weapons can compete with Battlefield 2042's weapons, of course. The ported weapons will be available through assignments, which Battlefield veterans should be familiar with. Long story short, you need to use a certain weapon to get kills or do other things to unlock it. Renewal and Orbital are getting some needed improvements as well, which are such important changes in my opinion. Both maps have been way too open and you were always limited as infantry to do meaningful flank maneuvers. The most interesting part about Orbital's changes is the new objective point and conquest. This could either play out very well or shifts the attention too much on previously established points, only time will tell. Season 2 is around the corner as well, and it seems like we will be getting one map, at least one specialist, and probably some new guns and vehicles to toy around with. The new map is called Stranded and it's apparently more infantry focused with tight corridors and such. It kind of gives me the feel of Metro because of the heavy infantry focused fights and such. Let's be honest, will those upcoming changes save Battlefield 2042? It's tough to say, honestly. I don't think that those changes alone will bring back enough players to make the Steam stats go up. Obviously there's crossplay and we don't know the actual number of players that are still playing the game actively or peek into 2042 every once in a while, but the upcoming changes are pretty good on paper, but only time will tell how those changes will actually impact the gameplay in a good or bad way. Bringing back weapons and hopefully some tools from previous Battlefield games is pretty cool, and I was wondering why they didn't do this earlier. Considering the lack of guns and content updates in general, I don't want to be this guy, but previous Battlefield titles had more updates in their first 10 months than 2042. Which is worrying because I don't expect this game to be supported longer than the promised 4 seasons, which is roughly 1 year in total, minus the time they were just bug fixing and such, but that's just my 2 cents on that matter anyways. The new map, from what I've seen so far, looks pretty alright. Nothing special though, so I hope that this map offers either more destruction than exposure, which was Season 1's map, or brings back the nature stuff, aka tornadoes or sandstorms or something similar maybe. Am I excited for the reintroduction of the class system? Yeah, sure. Will it feel like the good old days? Most likely not, but I'm confident that it will be good enough to please most active Battlefield 2042 players as long as the class system was thought through well enough to not be wonky or not fully finished. Usually I would say something like I have faith that those things are going to be good. But considering how disappointing 2042 has been at release and for the first 4 or 5 months, I just hope they thought everything through carefully and don't mess this up too much. What do you guys think about the upcoming changes as well as the Season 2 stuff that features an overhaul of Renewal and Orbital? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one.